Good evening and welcome to Active Citizens. The show is Active Citizens Parliament. My name is Sharon Enemchuku and I have here with me Ifoma Oji. Good evening.
Good and Advent, Sharon.
It's now coming.
That is German. It means good evening.
Oh, interesting. Some foreign language things happening over here. We learn every day. All right, let's go straight to the topic for today. A bombshell from the courtroom today: fraud charges against former AMCON managing director Ahmed Kuru, alleging he siphoned 76 billion naira and $31.5 million, have been dropped by the federal government. The nation now demands clarity. Was this a legal necessity or a political deal? With Kuru walking free, questions abound. Who pulled the strings and what precedent does this set for Nigeria's war on corruption? And this and more is what we'll be talking about today. When I saw the figure that they alleged that this man siphoned and the way they let the case go so easily, as though we are just talking about a civil offense, it really amazed me. But what was your initial reaction?
I was not actually surprised, to be honest, because you could see that statistics have shown that EFCC, or the record have shown that EFCC have this they have this image problem, in the sense that whenever issue of this sort, of this magnitude of money comes up, they dismiss that case abruptly. You understand? Let me say, for example, back in the years, I think around 2007 or thereabouts, there was this particular health minister for health, that is Professor Adenike. She was accused of siphoning 300 million naira, and after the whole process of trial and the rest of it, they just dismissed that case just like that. There was no provision for accountability. They didn't even come to the public to say, okay, this was actually a mistake on our own end. They didn't even say anything like, yeah, that this particular thing, it was dismissed based on plea deal. You understand? They just dismissed it like that. So I'm not really surprised when I saw it. I wasn't surprised at all.
You know, this thing you just said, that they dropped this case you mentioned without any explanation, is what baffles me the most. Is the audacity for me. How EFCC, who, you know, on February 11, 2025, this year, arraigned Ahmed Kuru on account of conspiracy, stealing, and transfer of property derived from illegal acts, can all of a sudden, the federal government will just all of a sudden, without explanation, now say that the charges have been lifted. Meanwhile, Sigma Gov Nigeria Limited, that is chaired by Umaru Hamidu, entered a guilty plea because he was also arraigned with this person, a person of Ahmed Kuru, but he entered a guilty plea on stolen fund charges, and he entered a plea bargain. Now, this particular person, do you know that all the rights of Sigma Gov Nigeria, the rights, the title, the interest, which ranged in 6.25 billion naira ordinary shares of Keystone Bank, were forfeited to the government? That is 6.25 billion naira shares, worth of shares, were forfeited to the government. And these people, this Sigma and Ahmed Kuru, they were arraigned on similar charges. One was let go, the other one went under the bus for it. So my question is, what influenced the different judgment that both parties got, even though they had, you know, almost the same charges, very close to what EFCC, you know, mentioned?
Is it not clear that somebody was behind?
Of course.
Working? It's that clear. You understand? For the fact that they just dismissed the case like that, without any explanation, without evidence or anything of that sort, you understand? You could see that a big fish, definitely,
a very big fish,
a very mighty fish, definitely worked on it, and that person is possible, because you know this thing, all this thing is politics. You get, when we talk about EFCC, we talk about all of them, it's politics. they are being controlled by politics. That is the record they have.
Yeah.
Okay, according to research. So it's very much possible that somebody sat down in their room and like made calls and was like, I think this
person should go. Then this other one should fall.
Then this one should, exactly. So,
and that is really sad, because if they continue to do like this, it means that they are trying to get Nigerians to lose trust in their judgment, you know, especially with EFCC. EFCC has been coming to the light just too much, in my opinion, recently. First, they went after ADC, big political players, trying to reopen closed fraud cases that they've had. Now this. Even before then, there are just many cases that has appeared as though the EFCC is no longer an independent body, which would be a complete disaster, because they are supposed to be independent and they are the ones that are supposed to go after criminals, whether you were in politics or outside of that jurisdiction. But I also wanted to ask, what do you think, in your own opinion, what do you think we should do on the matter? I mean, going forward, how should we hold these people accountable? Okay. I mean, the government.
I think every institution have a role to play in combating this. When it comes to the citizens should keep on seeking accountability. You understand? In the part of the media should keep on digging. Get the backstory. Follow up the story till you get to the root of the story. You understand? Don't just end it because you've gotten a particular news concerning the matter, and then you don't follow up. No, you need to follow up, and then consistency. You follow up and then you're consistent under your reportage. You get, so that it gets to people's awareness that something like this is happening. You understand? Yes, exactly. And then again, institutions should equally provide systems whereby we checkmate all these things. Like, that's what I mean by like accountability. You get, they should account for all these things. And if anybody is found wanting, the person should be brought to book and face the wrath of the law.
But, you know, this 6.25 billion ordinary shares that was forfeited to the federal government, please, what did the federal government use it to do? Because, you know, whenever, for instance, you are coming into Nigeria and you meet those guys that just seize your goods, the customs officer, you know, they seize your goods, and sometimes these goods are in good condition. It's not just expired goods that they seize, just goods that Nigerian government has said is not allowed to enter into the country. Now, these 6.25 billion, where did it go to? What did the federal government use it to do? Because they're always complaining that they have not, you know, there's no money anywhere, and they're always loaning money. So this particular money now, is it because it was gotten from this man out of as a result of the punishment that was meted out to him? I just want to know, what did they do with the 6.25 billion? That is my own question. Because, you know, there was a story that we brought the other day about this person, this political figure, who said that he was in a close meeting with our current president, and he offered documents listing people that have stolen from their time in office, and he showed them and said that if you go after all of these people, Nigeria as a country would not need to borrow money for a single day in our lives. And he said he offered this thing to our current president, but it seems as though nothing has been done. This is just one quarter, not even a quarter. This is just a tip of the iceberg of some of the amounts that people have siphoned from their time in office. Imagine 6.25 billion, 70 billion naira for just two different individuals. Now imagine 100 people on that list. Imagine, add up all that money, and I don't know if they do that, there will be a need for Nigeria to keep on borrowing money from foreigners.
You know, when you mentioned something about you asked the question, what do they do with the money? It is obvious.
They use it so.
Seen their luxurious lifestyle. Their travels, medically and otherwise, they want medical attention
from the best
outside the country to seek medical advice and the rest of or medical treatment. You could see the money. We already know where it enters. You get what they use the money to. Should I talk about the vehicles they purchase? Should I talk about the posh houses they live in? Should I talk about their children that attend best schools?
And they pay in advance, so they pay their school fees in advance.
Even in Nigeria here. Do you know that a friend of mine actually told me, was it last week, that a friend of his invited him in the United States for the child's birthday party.
I was about to ask about the parties, if you've ever experienced their parties.
A child's birthday party in the United States.
The souvenirs that they give only is crazy.
And according to what he said, the person is actually a well-known politician here in Nigeria. You understand? So when you ask, where does this money go to? These are the places that it goes to. We have areas, we have sectors that need attention, but these people know they keep on mishandling these loans every time, each and every time. And I'm not surprised.
To be honest, there are some things that just shock me. Nigeria is new every morning. It's not just the grace of God that is new. Nigeria, you just wake up and you are just met with some really alarming figures. This reminds me of this case that we treated where EFCC also went after this man, and the court the interim forfeiture of 14 properties, and all of a sudden, they now gave that interim forfeiture. But before that, the man was asked to forfeit 14 of his properties, and some of them were across Lagos, Abuja, Dubai. Is that Burj Khalifa owned? That really just offs me. Imagine having a property in Burj Khalifa in Dubai. But you are not even wrong. I believe that is the luxurious lifestyle of these politicians. But how luxurious can a person really be? If you build 10 houses, you can't sleep in all of them at once. If you have 1 million bedrooms, you can't sleep in 1 million bedrooms at once. So I'm asking, is it that the money that they are siphoning, they are keeping it for their generations unborn, so that when the generations unborn come, they won't have to work or struggle for money? So you people love your generations like this, but thousands and millions of Nigerians constantly are suffering, going without food. Children are dying on a daily basis because some set of people in power have decided that it's only their generation that lies good thing. But at the end of the day, this is what I can say. I don't know if you have anything else to say before I ask the next question.
The only thing I'm literally going to say at this point is the public needs accountability. You understand? Whatever happened to this money, whatever have been happening to the money, the figures we hear every single day, it needs to be accounted for.
Yeah, right.
That's all I just need to say.
But what now happens when it seems as though we keep talking and talking and we don't see that accountability coming forth?
Then we don't stop talking. In the morning we were talking about reforming the system. The system needs to be reformed.
Yeah.
You understand? We need to change the leaders that we have. Change the constitution. Because you could see that even the constitution is playing a role in this thing.
I think our constitution is trying. It's just the people.
People override the constitution.
People.
You understand? And there are some constitutions that are still yet to be amended, that needs amendment. So all those constitution needs to be amended, and then you scrape up the people that are not doing anything. These people that are siphoning money, scrape them out, because you could see that it's literally the rich or the influential against the poor. That's what's happening here. If you don't know anybody, or you don't have anything, or you are poor, you understand?
You see what happened with Comfort, Emerson, and the other ultimate man. Yeah, and we were talking the other day about, I like that you said that we should keep on talking, because now we have seen the power of consistency, especially when it comes to viewing our opinions and airing our views. And social media, I will always give it up to social media, the emergence of social media, especially in Nigeria, because social media has done so much more for us than even the government has, because we talked about the Comfort Emerson case the other day, and it brings me so much joy to find out now that the police has withdrawn their charges against her. The ban has been lifted and baby girl is allowed to go freely, and a lot of people have even come out to, you know, say that what they did against her was completely wrong. Leaking her naked video was completely a violation of her human rights. And I like the fact that they are beginning to pay, they are paying attention. And but I also don't like the fact that we have to do so much for so little to be heard. We have to talk and talk and talk and talk until they hear us. But if that's what they want, voila, what is the mouth for? They don't have any other work. After all, there's no job like that in this country. So we'll just keep talking.
Yeah, at the same time, I think that in as much as they've overruled this particular, the Comfort Emerson's case, I still think that at least she deserves some level of punishment, because the way and manner.
Her video leaking is enough punishment. No. Her video, naked video is going to be there forever.
Wait, calm down. These, there are rules, there are regulations. If the what is it called? The IBOM Air wants to press charges against her unruly behavior, they can't press.
No, they say they are not pressing.
Because it's kind of, wait, apart from the fact that we are not happy, Nigerians are not happy for the fact that they treated her the way she was treated, but at the same time, there was a way she would have reacted to that case that would have been acceptable by everybody. So in as much as we are saying, we are so happy that she's being released, it's as if somehow we're encouraging ill behavior.
No, I beg to differ, because of what happened to her, how they treated her.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, because I still need us to have it at the back of our mind that irrespective of who you are, the law is a law, and is not actually meant to favor a few.
You know,
then that in every action have consequences. So if you do something wrong, you should be punished for it. But the magnitude is another thing that will have to be that will need to add in the context. So that's
I get what you're saying, that we shouldn't somehow encourage, with the leniency, encourage disrespect and misbehavior. But I don't think, in my personal opinion, there will be any punishment that will be worse than having your naked video in the internet. The internet that never forgets anything. You give birth, your child would I just pray they don't, but they grow up and they watch that, and the respect just deteriorates. And I just feel like, personally, everybody has collected, but I also want the people that did that to her to be punished, in as much as Comfort, what she did was wrong and she should be punished. My own is that the video leaking was punishment enough, but the people that did that to her, what has been done to them? We heard that one person was going to be suspended. What is the update on that report? Who and who? They should give us names, because now everybody knows Comfort Emerson and she's infamous now. So who are the people that was responsible? Up to date, I don't know that air hostess name. What's her name? Why are they hiding that information? We want to know now, since they felt it was, they felt okay with bringing a private something as, someone's naked part to the public. Let us know the names of these people. And the funny thing is that, it's also kind of emotional, or an emotional game where you prick somebody and the person reacts, and you just hold back and expect everybody to see you as the victim, because at the end of the day, we don't know the full story. That is why I applaud the authorities that said that if you were on that IBOM airplane during that period that Comfort was on the airplane and you witnessed the exchange, that you should come out to give out your own opinion. And one of the people that witnessed it actually came out to say that she was insulted and called, the P word, and that was what triggered her. But at the end of the day, there are always three sides to a story: hers, that of the air hostess, and the truth. We just pray that last, let everybody just collect at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then coming back to the topic on ground, this might actually seem like a win-win for the politicians and the person that the case was withdrawn, but this is actually a very big red flag. You understand? This withdrawal without detailed explanation to why it was withdrawn, shows deep systematic weakness and failure. You understand? So Nigerians deserve better. They need every single thing that you do, for the fact that we put you in that, Nigerians put you in that position that you are.
Maybe it's not Nigerians.
They need to know every single thing, the nook and cranny, everything that happens, how it went down, why it went down. You understand? What procedures are you taking? They need all this to be put in place so that the public will not continuously keep losing faith on the system.
See, EFCC, if you know you're a private organization, you should just come out and tell us that you're a private, that you are no longer independent. That's what I would say. At the end of the day, everybody knows what they are doing. If EFCC no longer wants to stand as an independent body, they should just come out and air their own views. It's fine. We'll move on. We'll build another set of, I hope, non-corrupt people that will fill that gap. But thank you so much, Ifoma, for joining me. I really appreciate your presence. It's been a beautiful conversation. Always. And to our viewers, our special VIPs, thank you so much for always sticking with us and following us. Don't forget that you can share your opinions in the comment section. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe. And to the crew that makes sure that this is a possibility, we are also saying thank you very much.
Yes.
You can find me on my own social media handle at Sharon NM and
you can find me on Facebook at Orji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex. Remember, we always say that we have discussions on this table every single day, but the discussions does not end. Remember, there is 2027 and there is voting to be done coming 2027. So go to our comment section, comment on all the discussions we'll be having on this table, and tell us your plan for 2027 election. How you want vote? You want rig? You know people will want rig. Comment and drop them there. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right now.